first, I want to thank all our speakers. I think they've very vividly shown that the climate challenge puts very strict demands on us in terms of efficient policies. And I am referring here not just to national policies, but also what's happening internationally. And the things that Vladimir Salnikov mentioned unfortunately are indeed very important. And Glasgow, which was mentioned by Alexander, showed very clearly that we were sort of sobering up, particularly compared to Copenhagen 2009, when we felt that, we only need to agree on some of the common targets and then we'll succeed. So it was a pretty bitter moment of sobering up. And you can say that, it was a replay of what happened in Katowice. So maybe it's how people are now reconsidering the reality, recognizing that the pledges and commitments about reduction of emissions and increase in sequestration, they are indeed well intended, but they have the disadvantage of costing extremely much. The agreement that was reached in Glasgow with regard to Chapter 6, with regard to the rules we use to calculate the impact of various climate-related initiatives, is very important. Actually, there are still some important details to be discussed and agreed on. And actually, the methane initiative, which was supported by 105 countries, but was not supported by Russia or China, which still signed a bilateral agreement with the United States on continuation of research in overall methane reduction, shows that, we are still pretty far from being on the same page. I think it's very good that, we've had a proper discussion of it. Let me put it differently. The forestry pact, the forestry agreement is very important, and I'm happy that we covered it in our first session. It's indeed important to note that forests are not just a way of compensating for emissions. They're not just carbon sinks. Forests are a great ecosystem resource, which can be leveraged for numerous ecosystem services. It can actually help us address lots and lots of issues, which is something that Sergey mentioned. And we cannot really address all our environmental issues without leveraging the power of forests. Actually, I believe, and it's somebody's calculation, in fact, that the carbon sink capacity of the forestry industry is like 2% of all the benefits it can provide. So if we simply focus on a single function, like felling woods, or just using them for a carbon capture, we won't be successful. And the big thing for this country is to learn how to protect its forest from fire. Something that has not been mentioned here is the issue of adaptation. And actually, this was the case in Glasgow as well. Adaptation was seen, or was treated rather, as a stepdaughter of mitigation. So I am sort of happy that we are sobering up. It's important to realize that whatever efforts we take in order to ensure reduction of emissions, which is the right way to go, and at least we need to be doing that in order to protect lives and improve the healthcare. but we still need to be very serious about adaptation because climate change is already happening. Humidity is changing. I think it's a fact, it's a given that we are going to cross the 1.5 degree threshold. And the sheer fact that, in Glasgow they said it's still achievable is nothing but politics. I have no doubt that we'll cross the threshold before the turn of the century. Unfortunately, very little is being done today in terms of adaptation. Very little funding is going towards it. And for developing countries, the need for it is valued at 70 to 80 billion dollars, and in 5 years' time, it should be like twice as much.
Пока, в общем, те средства, которые вкладываются, тоже.
And the current investment in this field is A, inadequate, and B, inefficient. Please note that adaptation expenses are additive, and to a large degree, they're already implemented in the expenses of the economy. Construction of infrastructure, for example, or increase in energy efficiency, improvement in quality of buildings. All these things will matter a lot for adaptation. So the 2 or 3%, which the experts believe we need to add on top of our adaptation budgets, I guess they're already provided in other budget lines, so to speak. According to World Bank, only 2% will be dedicated specialized adaptation investment, and the rest may easily be classified as modernization, cost cutting, or general improvement. So it's effectively, another dimension for other investment projects. And the last thing I want to mention here is a reference to what Alexander said about investment in science. We absolutely need to step up investment in fundamental science, without which, I guess, we don't really have a dazzling future. And Vladimir was pretty convincing when he said that we cannot really rely on our current calculations. And the first report today about the oceans showed it pretty persuasively as well, because oceans are at the same time the source of the issues we have and a potential solution as well. So we need to invest fundamentally, and we also need to embrace, finally, a proper monitoring system. Fortunately, this country is implementing now a comprehensive, I think it's meteorological monitoring system. And we also need to step up our game in terms of emission reduction and adaptation. So hopefully, something good will come out of something which today seems more like climate games. Thank you very much, dear ladies.